Hello everyone! In this video, we are going to talk about the number line. So the number line is a graph used to visualize the set of real numbers, and it is the best representation of the set of real numbers. It is constructed in such a way such that numbers are arranged in increasing order from left to right. That's why it is the best representation because you are arranging the number in increasing order from left to right. The point that corresponds to 0 separates the positive and negative numbers. So if we have 0 here, we know that everything to the right of 0 will be positive and everything to the left of 0 will be negative numbers. 0, because of that, 0 is our point of origin or the reference point. Okay? So everything to the right will be positive and everything to the left will be negative. Now let's illustrate let's draw a number line. Oops. Balik natin. Okay. Of course, we will use a line. And don't forget to write the arrow, which means that it is extended infinitely in both directions. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then negative to the left, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Every point is named using a capital letter of the English alphabet. For example, here in my illustration, I can name this as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Now, each point will correspond to these capital letters. Yan, these points. Okay, and every point can be made to correspond to a real number, and we call that graph. Which means that in this illustration, if we say we want to know what is the graph of negative 1, the graph of negative 1 is E. The graph of 2 is H. The graph of 4 is J. And every real number can be made to correspond to a point, and we call that point coordinate. For example, what is the coordinate of B? It is negative 4. What is the coordinate of D? It is negative 2. Okay? So now, let us sketch the graph of some numbers. I will erase this. Let's have some examples. And let us sketch the graph of this set. We have here negative 3, negative 2, 0, 1, and 4. Let's draw a number line. Okay, sorry, my line is not really very straight. So, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So, the points given are negative 3, negative 2, 0, 1, and 4. There are actually no specific letters given, so let's just use any capital letter. Okay, so that's the graph of this number. Next, let's have another one. Number natin ito, number 1. Number 2. Let us plot the point or sketch the number line of 4, 6, 10, 12, and 13. Actually, since you are the one drawing the number line, it is up to you to determine the interval. In the first example, since I have here negative 2, negative 3, that's why I set the interval as 1 for every line. In here, I can also use the interval 2. But since I have here an odd number, 13, I will just note that 13 will be in between 12 and 14. And also, since we have no negative number given here, then I can just place 0 here. Okay? And then, my interval will be by 2. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 14. 4, we have 10, we have 12, and 13 will be here in between 12 and 14. Okay? So that will be the graph of example number 2. Let's have another example. Sige, erase ko na lang yung number 1. Let's have example number 3. We have negative 10, negative 5, 5, and 15. I will just set the interval as 5 by 5. So we have here negative 10. We can start with negative 10. And then negative 5, 0, 5, 10, and 15. We have negative 10, negative 5, 5, and 15. Since we are not given with specific letter for this set of points, then I just use capital letters A, B, C, D. But if you are of course, if you are given with specific letters, then that's what you have to write here. Another example. Let's have negative 120, negative 80, negative 40, 0, 20, and 40. Yan. So, if we use the interval 5, then we will have to write a lot of numbers. Since we are the one setting our interval, we can change it to depending on the given. So, kasi if we will use the interval 5, then we will have to list a lot of number. But since we have here negative 20, negative 80, negative 40, we can just use 40 as our interval. So, I'll put 0 here. But we have also 20 here. So, just take note that 20 should be in between 0 and 40. Okay? So, by 40 ang gawin natin. We have here negative 40, negative 80, negative 120. But, of course, we know that between 0 and negative 40, we have the numbers negative 1 to negative 39. But we just didn't write that because we don't really need those numbers to plot this given points or this given real numbers. So, our interval is 40. Yan. We have 120, negative 80, negative 40, 0, and 20 will be in between 0 and 40. So, let's write 20 here and then 40. C, D, E, and F. And that's the graph of number 4. Let's have another example. Gamit naman tayo ng green. Number 5. Let's plot the point negative 3, negative 2, 88, 89, 91, and 92. Yan. So, as you can see in number 5, the interval is by 1 because we have here negative 3 and negative 2, 88, 89, 91, 92. But negative 2 is very far from 88. So, if we will draw negative 2 to 88, that will be very long and we will have to write a lot of numbers. That's why, in that case, okay, let's draw a number line first. Oops. Sorry, na-curve ng konti. Na-curve pa din. Pero anyway, this is a line. It is supposed to be straight. Okay. Let's draw negative 3, negative 2, and then negative 1. Since it is a line, we know that it extends infinitely in both direction. However, after negative 2, plot na natin si negative 3, negative 2. After negative 2, the next number that we need is 88. So, let us now break the line. We can make use of this symbol, yan, and then arrow, to denote that we will not write some part of the line. We will break the line. Okay? We will break this line and will now move on to 87, and then 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. Okay? So, the next point is 88, 89, 91, and 92. No, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, we break the line so that we don't have to write all the other numbers that we don't need. This means that there are all other numbers in between negative 1 and 87, hindi na lang natin siya isinulat. Okay? Next, number 6. This will be our last example. Negative 100, negative 99, negative 42, negative 43, negative 2, and negative 1. Is it possible not to write 0? Kung yun ang naisip nyo, pwede naman. Because in this example sa number 5, we did not really write 0. It's possible. Just make sure that, of course, the higher number will be written on the rightmost part. Yung highest among everything that you have written. Yun yung nasa rightmost part of the number line. And, of course, may arrow naman yan. Continuous naman siya. 0 will still be somewhere in your number line. Okay? So, as you can see here in the example, yung gap 99 tapos negative 42. And then 43. Mas maliit to. So, dapat ang arrangement natin, nandito yung 43. Pagpalitin ko lang kasi mas maliit yung negative 43. Yan. Pagpalitin lang natin siya sa set para hindi tayo malito. So, we have here negative 101, negative 100, negative 99, negative 98. Oh, let us break the line. And then, negative 44, negative 43, negative 42, negative 41. Let us break the line again. Yan. Then, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and so on. These are the points needed. We have 100, negative 99, negative 43, negative 42, negative 2, and negative 1. Oops, magkamali ako ng pinaglagyan na A. Kasi wala namang point that we are not asked to plot anything for negative 101. So, B, C, D, E, and F. So, that's the end of our discussion for today. Thank you for watching. Bye!